Had LeBron and Kyrie stayed together, they win another championship?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I think, also think if KD doesn't go to Golden State.
Oh, yeah, but they had to get him.
Yeah.
They had to get him. They were never going to beat you guys again, T. Lue.
Yeah. If KD doesn't go to Golden State, I think we win.
Three in a row.
And I think Kyrie stays because you can't leave after that.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And so I think he stays, and I think, like I said, we had a chance to win 2 or 3.
Is there anything you could have done differently to maybe keep Kyrie and LeBron together, or has Kyrie made his mind up that he wanted to go elsewhere?
He had made his mind up, but that's like another Kobe and Shaq situation. I would never let it happen.
Right.
Like, and I begged and pleaded. You know, Kobe.
LeBron said he begged and pleaded, said, hey, don't trade him. He still got a year on his contract. Don't trade him.
Bron was doing autograph signing with jerseys and stuff for his foundation. So I come sit next to Bron. We sitting there, hands me the phone, Sports Center. Kyrie Irving's just been traded to the Boston Celtics. Man, Bron dropped the marker, and just lays back in his chair for about 10 minutes, doesn't say a word, like just pissed off. And Bron was crushed. And I saw when that happened, I thought things would I thought Bron would do something different, you know, sooner than later, and that's what he did.
So you believe LeBron would have stayed in Cleveland had Kyrie stayed in Cleveland?
Yes. I think so.
Damn. I mean, you've seen breakups. You were there. I mean, you weren't there at the time, but Kobe and Shaq. You saw Blake and CP3. You saw LeBron and Kyrie. If somebody would have told you in the beginning how well it was working, that this was going to be the ultimate outcome, would you have believed it?
As far as what?
Them parting ways.
All those guys?
Yeah.
No. I mean, I couldn't see it, you know, the way it happened, you know, especially like, say, Kobe and Shaq being in it every single day, being in the locker room. Like, because they had too many great guys around them. Like, you had a lot of great buffers, you know, like Rick Fox, Robert Horry, B. Shaw, Harp. Like, they were old enough to, like, understand, like, what was at stake.
Yes.
And understand, like,
we got something special here.
Yeah, something special. And so they would never let it come to where it came to, you know. So that was tough. And then, you know, I think Kyrie, his biggest thing is, like, because he's a competitor.
Yeah.
He's a killer. Like, and so he wanted to show, kind of like Kobe did, you know, with Shaq.
Because that's his mentor.
I can win, you know, without Bron. And for me to take that next step, this is what I got to do. And so to have his own team and to do that, like, that was his goal, and that's what he wanted to do.
Right.
So I don't think it was no ill will against Bron. Right. It was just something he wanted to do for his career.
Right. I want to go to this. I'm going to talk about the Cavaliers situation. Because when David Blatt, you were in line to get the job. You were supposed to get the job, right?
Yeah, we interviewed the same time for the job.
Right.
And my agent called me and was like, you know, Dan Gilbert decided that he wanted to go with, you know, David Blatt. But I got a crazy thing to tell you. They want you to be the associate head coach. And I was like, nah, like, I'm cool. Like, no, I'm going to stay here with Doc. Because I figured, like, if I'm with Doc, who's the best coach in the league, like, I'm going to get a job next year. I mean, it's coming, you know, so I'm not going to leave Doc. I'm going to be loyal to Doc. And he said, but you wouldn't believe how much money he offered you. And I was like, well, what they offer, say they want to offer you $1 million a year to be the associate head coach. Now, at the time, I'm making $375 with the Clippers.
I think I could do that.
Well, nah, and I still said no.
You said no?
Yeah, I was like, nah.
Even in California?
Yeah, I was like,
because you know that's 155.
Yeah. And so I was like, man, like, nah, I ain't doing it. I'm going to stay with Doc.
Right.
I was like, you sure? I was like, yeah, I can't do it. So they came back an hour later, they said they give you 1-2, 1-4, whatever. And I was like, nah, man, like, I'm going to stay with Doc. I ain't going to do that. Like, I'm going to be loyal to Doc. So I called, you know, B. Shaw. I was like, B. Shaw, man. He said, what? You gotta take that job. I said, man, I ain't doing it. And then so I called Jerry West, who's my mentor.
Right.
And Jerry, like, you know, what are you thinking? If you don't take this job, they'll never give you another job ever again. Think you can't leave Doc's umbrella, whatever. So I was like, man, I'm not doing it. And so he's like going crazy. So my agent called back again. He said, like, they said, well, what do you want? I said, well, just tell them $2 million, 222, whatever. He called me back and said, they said yes.
You like, damn, I should have said 2-5.
Yeah. So I was like, shit, all right, I gotta go.
Hey, Doc.
Yeah, so I called Doc, and Doc was like, you know what, Ty, like, it's gonna be hard for us to match that. He said, but I think you're ready to like leave my umbrella and like, you know, spread your wings and do your own thing. I think it'd be good for you. And I was like, you sure? He's like, man, I think it'd be really good for you. And so that's kind of how it happened, how I ended up going to Cleveland.
So now, okay, you on the bench that first year, y'all go to the NBA Finals, you lose to the Golden State Warriors in 6. Halfway through the season, they make a change. Mm-hmm. You get elevated. Now, being a head coach is one thing. When you're the head coach and now you're coaching the best player in the NBA, that's something entirely different, T. Lue.
Yeah, it is.
You and LeBron, what type of relationship did you have with LeBron before you became head coach?
So I had a relationship with Bron, Rich, and Mav, Randy, before I even came to be the assistant. Like, we always been cool and tight. So, like, we always had that bond. And so when I became the associate head coach, like I said, he came back. You know, so we already had that bond. And so, which was cool. Like I said, I had Rich and Mav behind me 100%, and then Randy. So even Bron get mad, I had those. You know, I had them behind me anyway. You know, but that's kind of like, you know, like that's family. Like that's family. So, you know, when I took over, like I said, I was scared because, you know, anybody can say, oh, I would have did this, I'd have done that. You know, like especially all that social media shit. Yeah, you can say all that until you're in that number one seat.
And now you got to, okay, let's see what you do. You said you was going to do that.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and so moving over 6 inches, you know, it's tough. And like, especially midway through the season.
Yes.
And so I just thought it was a lot of pressure, man. Just like, we just went to the finals. Mm-hmm. Game 6, we lose. No Kevin Love, no Kyrie. And now you want me to replace Coach Blatt, who done a hell of a job. And if we don't make it to the finals and make it to at least game 7, like, I'm a failure.
Right.
You know, and so it was scary. And I didn't really know if I could do it because, like, you coming through halfway through the season. Right. You haven't really had a training camp. You haven't implemented what you wanted to run.
What you want to do, because you got to stick to what.
And then, like I said, and you got the best player in the world. You know what I'm saying? Yes. And then so it was tough, you know. But like I said, I will give a lot of credit, you know, to K-Love, Kyrie, Bron, JR, Tristan, like those guys. Like they said, listen, we got your back 100%. Like, whatever you want to do, let's do it. We got your back. And I said, I'm going to make some mistakes. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to make some mistakes, but we all got to stick together. Right. And I give those guys credit. Like, they have my back 100%.
But the natural thing is like, man, T. Lue undermined David Blatt. He was just, you know, he was supposed to be there anyway, and he probably was doing X, Y, and Z. Did you hear that?
All the time. And that's why it was hard for me to want to take that job, because I knew what it was going to look like from the outside looking in. And if they knew the truth about it the year before, they would have never said that. Right. You know, and so my job as associate head coach is to do whatever I can to make the head coach's job easier. You know, and so I did that to the best of my ability. And, you know, I would never undermine somebody for a job, you know, because that's just not who I am. That's not my personality. And I believe it will come back on you if you do things like that.
Want to join Club Shay Shay? Become an official member by hitting that subscribe button, where you never know who's going to be joining us for drinks and conversation. Don't be late to the party, because you know we like to do something before 2 something.